What's up? It is like 1 a.m. I am in Ibiza. I'm here for the Intelligent Change Summit. It's hosted by my friend Alex Icon. It's this insane event with like 200 awesome entrepreneurs and creators, artists, basically take over one of the nicest resorts probably in the world, Six Senses Ibiza. And you hang out, you do events, you talk, you do like different classes, workout classes, breathwork classes, business classes, all different things. And it's an incredible time. I was here last year, and Alex invited me this year. This year, I'm going to do some speaking as well at this event tomorrow, which is really cool. I've been up for 24 plus 12 hours, 36 hours, which is not too bad. I did get some in like a half hour, 1 hour naps, but get some good sleep tonight, which will be good. This video, I just wanted to talk about how the ultimate way to catch attention as a creator is to be a paradox. You have to have the audience come in with some expectation of who you are when they scroll on your profile or when they see your reel in the first few seconds or they see your video in the first few seconds. They have this expectation of what you're going to be like and what you're going to say. But when you can break that expectation and give them something totally different that actually ends up providing them more value, they become incredibly interested. And this idea of paradox is actually super important, I think, in everything. And I think it becomes kind of a superpower. Like almost all my best tweets are in some way showing this aspect of contrast. I just tweeted one of my favorite tweets I've ever made. It's like, you should have the confidence of a god and the work ethic of a dog. It's like, I love that tweet because it's like God and dog are like the same letters, just flipped. And it's true though. Like the best people, I think, operate that way, where they genuinely believe they can do anything, that they're going to act like they are not special. They're going to act like they need to work harder than anybody, even though deep down they believe they are incredibly special and meant for this unique path. And I've tweeted other things relating to being a paradox as well. For example, I was like, you should try to be a barbarian killer in business with making money, but then in life, when you're with your friends, you should try to just be a teddy bear and be relaxed. And I think that's totally true. You need to have those two versions of yourself to tap into. And then other examples are like Alex Hormozi has talked about this, how people pay attention to him because he looks like just this bodybuilder who doesn't know anything. But in reality, he's one of the most, super savvy business guy. And he's actually an incredible writer, in my opinion, wordsmith. It's like the secret behind his success, his ability to explain things really simply. He is the ultimate example of a paradox, in my opinion. There's a lot of examples. And like for me, the way I look at it for my stuff is, okay, I am this person who has this intensity and this rawness and this almost darkness behind all the writing I do and all the things I do. But at the same time, in person, on videos like this and with people who know me, I try to just be like a nice teddy bear. And just, I try to genuinely be just a nice teddy bear and be a sweet guy because it's who I am. And I think having that contrast is incredibly interesting. And it's what makes people unique. And I think when you shift too much to one side, you end up just fitting into boxes. But when you can be this thing, which is this true like Venn diagram, I'm trying to make a Venn diagram here, you in the middle becomes you and you become impossible to copy. And so I think it's interesting to look at yourself and say, okay, what are the differing traits that I can represent? What are the two like extremes that I have? And how can I show them more in what I do? And I just think being a paradox makes life more interesting because you never have to submit to any labels or any side. You can be one thing and go do something entirely different. You can change who you are overnight. Life is too short to just be one thing. You should not have to feel like you have to be a certain way because of your job or your career or anything. I think that's dumb. Extreme success comes from living in extremes. And so many people are afraid to go and be this person that doesn't fit into a box and has these tendencies to go one way or the other. But I think that is when you become incredibly dangerous when, for example, you can be an incredible artist, an incredible businessman. And in a lot of ways, some people would call that a paradox. But if you can do both, you end up being able to do something incredibly special that most people can't. That's the whole thing about being a paradox. Because you have these two extremes, when you put them together, it takes you somewhere incredible. So that's the challenge to you. Think about what are the aspects of yourself that don't actually align, and how could you go all in on those and use them together to be your superpower. That's the video. Later.